Chapter 2, Types of Retailers, Part 4. We're going to discuss the differences between services and merchandise retailers. Four important differences in the nature of the offering provided by services and merchandise retailers are intangibility, simultaneous production and consumption, perishability, and inconsistency of the offering to customers. Let's look at each of these differences. Intangibility. Services are generally intangible. Customers cannot see, feel, or touch them. Services are performances or actions rather than objects. Intangibility introduces a number of challenges for service retailers. It is difficult for customers to evaluate services before they buy them, or even after they buy and consume them. Service retailers often use tangible symbols to inform customers about the quality of their services. Service retailers also have difficulty in evaluating the quality of services they are providing. To evaluate the quality of their offering, service retailers place emphasis on soliciting customer evaluations and complaints. Simultaneous production and delivery. Service providers create and deliver the service to the customer as the customer is consuming it. The simultaneity of production and consumption creates some special problems for service retailers. First, the customers are present when the service is produced, may have an opportunity to see it produced, and in some cases may be part of the production process. Other customers consuming the service at the same time can affect the quality of the service provided. Finally, the services retailer often does not get a second chance to satisfy the needs of their customers. While customers can return damaged merchandise to a store, customers that are dissatisfied with services have limited recourse. Thus, it is critical for services retailers to get it right the first time. Because services are produced and consumed at the same time, it is difficult to reduce costs through mass production. Perishability. Because the creation and consumption of services is inseparable, services are perishable. They can't be saved, stored, or resold. This is in contrast to merchandise, which can be held in inventory until a customer is ready to buy it. In addition, the demand for a service varies considerably over time. Thus, services retailers often have times when their services are underutilized and other times when they have to turn customers away because they cannot accommodate them. Services retailers use a variety of programs to match demand and supply. They also attempt to make customer waiting time more enjoyable. Inconsistency of the offering. Merchandise is often produced by machines with very tight quality control. Because services are performed by people, no two services will be identical. Thus, an important challenge for service retailers is providing consistently high-quality services. Here are some examples of service retailers. Airlines, American Delta. Banks, Citibank and Bank America. Credit cards, American Express, Visa, and MasterCard. We have educational institutions, University of Florida, University of Sioux Falls. Entertainment parks, Disney, University Studios, and Six Flags, which is common in the South. Fitness, Jazzercise, Gold's Gym. And healthcare. We have here Humana, but locally we have Avera and Sanford. Here we see the merchandise service continuum. To the left, we have Wholesale Club. All goods, very little if any services. The supermarket and the category specialist, the specialty department store, optical centers and restaurants. Then we have airline and then bank and university. All services and very little goods. Types of retail ownership. Another way to classify retailers is by their ownership. The major classifications of retail ownership are independent, single-store establishments, wholesale-sponsored voluntary group, corporate retail chains, and franchises. Independent single-store establishments. Retailing is one of the few sectors in our economy in which entrepreneurial activity is extensive. Many of these retail startups are owner-managed, which means management has direct contact with customers and can respond quickly to these customer needs. While single-store retailers can tailor their offering to customer needs, corporate chains can more effectively negotiate lower prices for merchandise and advertising due to their larger size. To better compete against corporate chains, some independent retailers join a wholesale-sponsored voluntary chain. A wholesale-sponsored voluntary cooperative group is an organization operated by a wholesaler offering a merchandising program to small, independent retailers on a voluntary basis. Corporate retail chains. A retail chain is a company operating multiple retail units under common ownership and usually having some centralization of decision-making in defining and implementing its strategy. Franchises. Franchising is a contractual agreement between a franchisor and a franchisee that allows a franchisee to operate a retail outlet using a name and format developed and supported by the franchisor. Approximately 40% of all U.S. retail sales are made by franchisees. In a franchise contract, the franchisee pays a lump sum plus a royalty on all sales for the right to operate a store in a specific location. The franchisee also agrees to operate the outlet as per the procedures prescribed by the franchisor. The franchisor provides assistance in locating and building the store, developing the products and/or services sold, management training, and advertising. The franchisee ownership format attempts to combine the advantages of owner-managed businesses with efficiencies of centralized decision-making in chain store operations.